Welcome back to Profiles in Caring as we conclude our story now that's been 4 years in the making with colorful and charismatic character Victor Oozier and his passion for Safe House Ethiopia. Photojournalist Lynn Peterson picks up the story.
Well, Lynn, you know this is our second time around that you've been kind enough to do a documentary for the work that I'm doing in Ethiopia. The first time was with the older organization that I was with, and you did an extraordinary documentary. Profiles in Caring did a moving story about the work we were doing in Ethiopia. And I recognized the value of that story, and I had some DVDs made up. Sorry, I copied you, no royalties. Don't sue me. The video, this documentary that you did, it was my very, very lucky day when it found its way to the hands of Cindy Livingston. And she built an extraordinary business on behalf of the Timex Corporation in America, which was the brand of Guess. Guess Jeans, a billion-dollar company. She built a watch brand for them.
We got to actually take a clean piece of paper and kind of rewrite where we wanted our company to be in the future. But the one piece that was missing was the piece of philanthropy. And so we've decided to choose one thing that we support once a year under the tagline, Faces to Watch, Time to Give. We've decided that we always want to have all of our philanthropic causes based around the health, education, and welfare of children. And when you open those gates and see those kids' faces based on what you saw a block away, it's an incredible difference. Just the fact that you hear laughing and playing and camaraderie with a bunch of little kids and the teenagers that are helping them, it was heartwarming, because believe me, you do not see that outside the gates at all.
This is the poor of the poor. And if you look here, this is a group of people, maybe a half a dozen of them, living under a plastic tarp. And this is the fate that awaits all of our kids if they're not rescued.
It's just amazing, the difference. They're not looking for a handout in here, just a little affection. Safe Horizons' motto is working toward better citizens.
I didn't make it up. That's the wonderful thing about my staff. I got here one day, there was a billboard that said, working toward better citizens. Well, they're absolutely right. When a child is in the streets, he doesn't know how to be a good citizen. It's just that chain of poverty. My father was broke and miserable. I will be broke and miserable. Better citizens are kids that grow up to be working adults who can bring education and incentive and tenacity to the Ethiopian population. And these are the seeds that will be planted that will ultimately change this country.
What Victor and his staff has really done has included the entire family in this project. And these parents trust him so much. They come, they talk about their family problems. He acts as a mediator. It's incredible what he's done to the family unit. We shouldn't forget that. This is not just about the children. It is the family unit.
We do home visits. We do due diligence, and we make sure that every child is the poorest of the poor and the ones that really need help, and we don't differentiate. We go to the parents' house and we sit down with the parents and we tell the parents what's required of them. And that is that we will save their children's lives. We will give them food, we give them clothing, and believe me, our kids are the best dressed kids in Addis Ababa. It's good to have friends in the clothing business. We make them sign a contract, each parent, that they will not strike their children, that they will make sure their children come every day, that they will never send their children out to beg. But the truth is, now that it's a year and a half in, no kid wants to go out to beg anymore.
Victor is very aware of the fact that unless he has a plan that moves people through the system and can create jobs and the ability to have an education that will let you go into a vocation, that we haven't really done anything here. We will have done nothing but support, boys and girls for the next 10 years while they go through school.
It's extraordinarily important. All of this that I do is nothing. That is one of the problems. You can educate a child, but if there are no jobs available, what's next? So it is my personal belief that every organization that is out there to save a child needs to bring it all the way up through high school and marry it to a vocational training program. And here, it's not just food, clothing, and shelter. It's educating, liberating, and healing every child that has gone through these traumatic experiences.
How did they find you for this program?
We used to live in a plastic house and they came and found us there.
What do you want to be when you graduate?
Economist.
Economist, she said.
And stay here in Ethiopia and work?
Yes, she said.
Without Safe Horizons, where would she be?
ትምህርቴን በአግባቡ አልቀጥልም ነበር።
She said I wouldn't have continued my education regularly.
ቪክተር ማለት ለእንደኛ አይነት ሰዎች እግዚአብሔር በልካችን የሰራልን ሰው።
Victor is somebody God has made for people like us.
If they didn't help me, now I am poor and I have no money. So they help me. Now I'm learning. You know, I'm so happy now.
I'm a guy who makes handbags in my life. Handbags, ladies' handbags, and travel bags. I'm very successful at it. But at the end of the day, I'd like them to have something more to write on my tombstone other than he shipped 3 billion bags. This feels good. Some guys like golf. Some guys like skiing. This is what I love. Coming to the third world, easing suffering one life at a time. It's delicious. It's no better feeling for me.
Oh, Victor, your legacy is already far bigger than those 3 billion handbags. And those chance meetings you talk about, we like to think that maybe it's not chance, but it's really fate. If you'd like to learn more about Safe House Ethiopia, perhaps to virtually adopt or sponsor a student yourself, log on to our website, profilesandcaring.org. For all of us at Profiles and Caring, especially photojournalist and friend Lynn Peterson, I'm Kimberly Perkins. Thanks for watching, and thanks for caring.